have been a globetrotter. You have played in different leagues. Talk about the competition, the challenges that this league through.
But so far the tournament it has been pretty good. I've been here for I guess from since the beginning. As a player on the whole, you have to find ways to adapt and adjust to different things and to different pitches, different players, and so on. So I'm just really up for the challenge, really.
Being a top order batter now, where you are playing, the transition, how was it?
The transition was a little bit tough, to be fair. The first time I was in the position where I had to transition from being a number 1 and 3 to 5 and 6, it was tough for me.
Hello everyone, you're watching TI Sports. Today we have with us Desert Viper Shimron Hetmyer. Thank you, Hetty. Thank you for giving your time. First thing first, how you see this league? It's a pretty unique league with so many international players playing, and you have been a globetrotter. You have played in different leagues. If you could talk about the competition, the challenges that this league through on a player like you.
I guess it's more so to do with just leaving home. That's one. It's never comfortable leaving home, or it's never good leaving home and having to adjust really with a different time zone and everything. But so far the tournament it has been pretty good. I've been here for I guess from since the beginning, and it's been a really fun tournament to be a part of. The fun players to be around as well. This year I'm in a different team as well, but I'm happy to just be a part of the tournament. I guess so far we won our first game, so I'm happy for that. Would have been happier for me if I was there at the end to just finish the game for my team. But I'm happy just to be on the winning side to start the tournament. And the tournament has I guess it's completely different. The pitches here are completely different to the ones in the Caribbean, because here it just nips around just a little bit more, with the amount of grass and stuff on the wickets and the different outfield sizes and everything, and coming up against some really good international bowlers and local bowlers that you've never seen before. That also poses a different challenge. But as a player on the whole, you have to find ways to adapt and adjust to different things and to different pitches, different players, and so on. So I'm just really up for the challenge, really.
One thing I want to ask you. When a local player, be it an Indian player or a UAE player or a different, what kind of question do the young batter ask Shimron Hetmyer? Is it about hitting sixes, or how do you manage to play a boundary? What the question that you're prepared by the youngsters when you're playing in this league?
It's mostly about hitting sixes, really. in this league, at home. In IPL, in whatever league that I'm a part of, most of the time that's a question that guys come up with. But I think it's not really how it's. I guess it's a lot of practice, really, because I wasn't someone that was consistent in hitting sixes. I was more so someone that was more of a top order player more in the beginning than I am now, really. So it's I still think it's about just making sure that you're getting to the right positions and holding your shape for as long as possible, because I have spoken to some of the best hitters in the world. I've had conversations with Russell and Pollard and those guys already, and they're like, the best thing you could do is just stay as still as possible and just hold your shape. That's the main thing.
You have spoken about being a top order batter now, where you are playing. The transition, how was it, and how challenging is this role coming out to bat at 5 and 6 when you have so many few balls to play, and this required rate is 3 times or 4 times? So what goes through when you walk in? It's just Hetty enjoying your game, or are you someone who prepare a lot?
The transition was a little bit tough, to be fair. The first time I was in the position where I had to transition from being a number 1 and 3 to 5 and 6, it was tough for me. I didn't really know how to go about doing it in a sense, but that's when I had it's a good thing I had some really good guys that I could just lean on to find out how they go about doing it, and then try to just picturing that into my game personally. And so far it's been really fruitful for me. I'm really enjoying the role that I have right now, which is just going and try to hit as many balls as I possibly can for 6 or for 4, really. And I can't really. To be fair, I can't really complain too much about it, because of the fact that this is the role that has been put in front of me, and it's just for me to do my best to make sure that I get the job done, full stop. And I guess there's some good times and some bad times whilst doing it, because when you go out, you're always thinking about like your boundary options and what bowler you could take down and stuff like that, really. So it's just for you to keep an open mind when walking out to bat. You just try to not overthink it and just keep a clear mind and just try to execute as much as possible. And when the ball's in your ear, you just try as much as possible to hit it for six.
Last question, I asked Robman Powell the same thing. When it comes to West Indies cricket, we always say, oh, brute power. There's a Caribbean player. But there must be some method behind this madness. This power hitting, the range hitting. It's just, I mean, is it something that you guys have worked a lot? You, especially you have worked a lot on it. If you could talk about the technique for some budding cricketer, how to improve their power hitting.
I guess, like we in the Caribbean, because of the fact that like most of the time we don't have like these through pitches that we would have outside of the Caribbean. We try as much as possible to work on when they're just trying to put it away. And it's a lot of training behind the scenes what a lot of people don't get to see really, or a lot of people are not really interested in, because in practice, even if it goes for six, it doesn't really count. But yeah, it's more so to do with our training back home. I guess a lot of guys just go into the nets, and like we still do the basics, which is just make sure that you're in a good position and practice as much as possible. Practice actual batting first. Just to like hit the ball on the ground, try to get singles and fours and twos and threes and stuff like that if possible, and then to expand at the end, because like I think it's like I said earlier, it's all about us or players as it is, just to make sure that when you're trying to do these things or when you're trying to hit sixes and boundaries and so on, you just make sure that you're in a good enough position that even if it's not there for you to hit for boundary, you could still either hit it for a single or a double, and just making sure that you're actually keeping your eyes on the ball. I think that's kind of like one of the biggest things, because like a lot of guys try to hit balls for sixes, but their head all over the place and stuff like that. Eyes not really on the ball and not really focusing on just the ball and just trying to see how far they can hit the ball.